Hi, my name's Alan. I just wanted to do is a bit of a trigger warning for the following, because I am talking about how I've survived domestic abuse, and I've been in two abusive relationships, um, and yeah, there was a few years ago. The last one ended in 2013. Um, but I just felt like it's time to open. I've spoken about it before on posts and in my Facebook groups, but I've never actually gone into too much detail. But I just wanted to do this on my YouTube channel and just share it to potentially help others that have been through it, and that's both men and women, because obviously I know that men do go through, can be in abusive relationships as well as women, but obviously they don't always come forward. Yeah. My first abusive relationship was with my now ex-husband, who've been divorced since 2012. I met him, I originally met him at college, and he seemed really nice. And things basically started going wrong when my son was around about a year old, nearly a year old. He was about an alcoholic. Well, he still is an alcoholic, as far as I'm concerned, but and he was really controlling. I literally had to ask if I wanted to go for a bath. I literally had to ask him if it was okay if I went for a bath or for a nap. He was financially controlling. If I wanted to go meet, see me when we wanted to know how long we were going to be, things like that. And it was also very verbally abusive. He literally made me feel this big on a regular basis. It made me feel like I was a bad mum, that I wasn't doing things right. Even like if I were cleaning, he'd come in after me, and instead of saying to me, do you need any help with that sort of thing? Because I've got disabilities. He'd just come in and he'd start to if I were like cleaning something, he'd come in and he'd be cleaning the same spot I've just been cleaning, so I'd be thinking, no, I must not be doing it right. It literally made me feel that bad. And it was physically abusive on two occasions. The first time of which I've still got, it faded a little bit, but the scar just under my lip. That was the first time. We'd had an argument on this particular day. We've been over to his younger brother's man, our ex brother-in-law, and he'd had a bit of a part, well, not a party as such, but there was himself. He got his friend over, and his friend's on-off girlfriend and their sister. So there was a group of them, and his friend had I think if I remember right, they'd had a bit of an argument with his on-off girlfriend, and my then husband had got a little bit flirty with her, sort of thing. I can't remember the exact because I'm trying to block it out. But anyway, long story short, we are good all the way home, and it just quickly escalated, and he ended up cutting me just a bill on the bottom lip. It was literally blood everywhere. It was like a bloodbath. But I didn't phone the police because I got it into my head because we've got my son at the time. I was the oldest of our two children. I won't mention any names. It's not fair on him. Because we'd got it out, so, and he was only young at the time. I got into my head that if I phoned the police and his dad, that I'd lose my son. So I didn't phone, even though he told me to, I didn't phone the police. And things just made that literally I put up with it for 9 years. And I also know that because of the past arguments before we even had my son, before I was even pregnant, we'd had I remember an argument we had. I can't remember what we argued about. I just remember the argument was arguing, and it found my mum and dad, and told them, well, phoned up and asked my dad to come pick me. My mum come with him, and he wouldn't let me out. He stood in front of the door, literally blocking me from getting out the door. I kept telling him to move, and no, you're not going, you're not going, you're not going. So I knew that even when I put up the courage to leave the day, it wouldn't be easy to do. I know people, so, oh yeah, you can just up, and it's not that easy. It's not that easy at all. And he would just horribly, because he drank a lot, but I got to the stage where, because I wanted a bit of peace for him, if he said he was going to the pub, I'd just like, okay, just to get a bit of peace and quiet from him. And the second time was like literally a week before I left him. It said to me on the day, but that must have been about between 12 and 12 in the afternoon that particular day. He said he was going to the shop. I knew he wasn't. I knew for a fact he was going to the pub. He didn't get back until about 7, 8 o'clock, something like that. And well, I'd been talking to him about I'd been talking to him online because he literally made me feel worthless. I felt unloved, and I just felt unwanted and everything. And I've not never met up with him or anything. I was just talking to him online, and I'd been talking to him on the phone. And I was still talking to him when my then husband come back, and he literally said to me, I said, just tell me tight, tell him, say you're going up and just let me know when you're upstairs. So I was talking, so they come back and he bought me a bottle of duplicate, so I had to stick in the house, so I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. I went up to bed, and I let my friend know that I was upstairs, and before me and my ex-husband come upstairs. Sorry, my then husband come upstairs. And he laid on bed. I literally pushed him up because I literally made him scream call. I didn't want him anywhere near me. So I went to push him out when he ended up giving me a black eye and a boost cheekbone that day. Again, I didn't vote in the place because we didn't have my son living with us. I don't want to go into detail, but we didn't have my son, but we got our daughter. And she was actually sleeping in a cot on the day it happened. So again, I thought, well, I'm going to end up, I don't want to lose my daughter. And he put his friend from the pub out with him, and he ended up leaving it, left us a note because he'd heard the arguing and that. And literally a week after, because I'd had enough, with help from our advocate, what we had, she gave me a day to think, and I literally when I possibly could, I was putting packing little things away. And when I was able to, but I've never been an overly confident person, but he literally took every little bit of confidence I had, and it would just we were just an absolute mess when I left him, and if not, I never needed to. I ended up in hotel, kind of what the sort of service pay for hotel. And then they eventually put me in a women's refuge. It was, and I was still talking to the bloke I've been talking to. And he knew what me my ex-husband was like. They had said, if he'd lived close, he would have come over and picked me and my daughter up and taken us away from there. But unfortunately, he lived in Torbay at the time, near Painton somewhere. I ended up having to change my number because I'd left him a note to let him know I'd left him and that. But he kept trying to find, and obviously I didn't want to speak to him. But unfortunately, some was living at his aunties and uncles at the time, and he'd gone over there to see him, and he was taking it out on me suddenly. She told me he didn't love him anymore with everything. It was just horrible. And it just, I wish it took me a while. I gradually built my confidence back up, and I got into a new relationship, which was my second abusive relationship. But first year, it was pretty good. He was really nice. He made me feel special, everything like that. And then his true colours showed up. When he got anger issues, he was overprotective, and I mean overprotective. Literally wanted to wrap me in cotton wool. And he was also mentally and verbally abusive. He called me idiot peaches, things like that. And it was like one big joke to him. I kept telling him, and he didn't. I don't think he realised what he was doing to me. And then during one of his arguments, he actually tried to strangle me. And literally, whatever. I literally thought I thought he was going to kill me because it got me that bad. I literally he should have to pry his hands from me before he had to take him off after. But it was no, that was back in 2013. I still get flashbacks now because every time I get pain in my neck, and every time I get pain in my neck, it brings back what happened. And I still suffer with the PTSD. I can remember one particular occasion. The bloke I was with at the time, he comes up at mine to the weekend, as he normally did. And I just turned around to him as one particular day. I said, I'm going for a bath, is that okay? And as soon as the words come out of my mouth, I think, am I asking him? I don't need to ask his permission to go for a bath. And obviously he knew, because I'd gone through me. He'd asked about my past relationship, and I had to be open and honest. So he knew what I'd gone through. So he understood. But with the pieces, like, for me, because of what happened with this, I couldn't have, for quite a few years, I couldn't have big knives in the house at all. Couldn't use anything. I couldn't have them in my drawer or anything, because they brought back too many bad memories. And I can use them now. It doesn't bother me, but I still have I have my good days and my bad days. I still have occasionally things come back to me. Obviously, I've still got my depression. But I'll try and just work through it. But I do find that even though I'm getting emotional, I do find that talking about it does help. And I'm no longer a victim. I'm a survivor. I know what we are. That's one thing I've learned. Is that I won't tolerate it anymore. When I'm in a... Stop, excuse me again. I'm in a much better relationship now, and I've been with the bloke I'm with now. I've been with him just over 4 years, and he couldn't be any different. Yeah, I mean, he has a drink every now and again. He's no different. Yeah, he might talk a bit different, but right with me, with my now ex-husband, literally, I felt like I was walking on eggshells. I used to dread him coming back from the football, dread him having a drink, because I knew what it was going to be like, and I didn't like it. It was just absolutely horrible. And even for a while, up to a few years ago, if somebody paid me a compliment, I would be thinking that they were like something. I don't mean that after sex, just because my now ex, if he would pay me a compliment, if you like, he wants me to go to the shops to get his kind. I mean, he used to do it on purpose because he knew that me going to the shop after like 7, 8 o'clock at night was difficult for me because the gangs of lads, like, I'm not saying none of them ever bothered with me as such. But he just put me on edge. So he used to do it on purpose. Instead of sending me in the daytime, he sent me at night. He did it on purpose. So he to men, so I look sexy or things like that, and I know then they literally told me, I'll be go to the shop for me, get me cans of beer or things like that. So because of that, if something like that, I wouldn't be able to accept it. I can now, but I wouldn't be able to accept it until a few years ago. And it'd be things like with Monday, I literally had to ask if I needed even daft things like, toiletries, stuff like the bare essentials. I'd have to ask him for money to be able to get them. It was like being a child again. But my ex-husband calls 95% of my depression. My anxiety is a part and parcel of my depression. My PTSD stems from my now ex-husband, maybe with the second one, or the bloke I met while I was with my now ex-husband. I got the confidence back, and he took my confidence again, and I managed to get. He didn't. We both did that. But if I put that, even just a little bit of makeup on, and I never wore like a lot. It was just like sometimes I put a little bit of foundation on, eyeshadow, mascara, maybe a little bit of lipstick, just make myself feel better. And he'd automatically think that I would like type myself up for somebody. And it would just, same with, same with the second one, he didn't like me wearing makeup either. It's not, I don't got makeup on, I don't wear makeup on a daily basis or anything like that, but sometimes, it just a little pick me up. But yeah, it just, I don't know, but I know that if I want to put a bit of makeup, a bit of eyeshadow, a bit of mascara, a bit of lip gloss or lipstick, it doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me so. you know, he doesn't think, oh, she's starting herself up for somebody. And he will pay me a compliment, and I know he's paying me a compliment because he wants to pay me a compliment. He's not paying me a compliment because he wants me to get something. Yeah, he does sometimes ask me to get things from the shop now and again, but it's when I'm going on to the shop for something, so you get me a chocolate bar or something like that. But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, there is like, as I said, I am no longer a victim. I am a survivor, and I just want to let anybody out there, if you've been through obviously the same sort of situation, in a potentially abusive relationship, just obviously get out as soon as you can, because it never gets any better. It can only get worse. Yes, I stayed with the first one. I stayed for 9 years. But I knew it wasn't going to be easy getting out. But you just need to just look for little things, you know, like if you're going to see vendors, that's, you know, how long you're going to be, you know, like that. That is controlling behaviour. That is them controlling you. And yeah, if we were meant to be controlled, we wouldn't be the remote control. It's not. You shouldn't just put up with it, you know. Or if your partner, if we're, you know, that's, you know, that, you know, trying to control what you're wearing, sort of thing, that is also controlling behaviour. Don't put up with it. Just, you know, get out as soon as you can. And, you know, open up to people. Don't hide it. You know, whether it's your mum, your dad, your best friend, somebody from work, anybody. Talk to somebody about it. Because it does help, and obviously it will get therapy. I've had counselling myself, which has helped. It does help talking about it. It really does. Anyway, I would love to bore you with it, but I hope that this video has helped you, and just, yeah, stay strong. Don't tolerate any kind of controlling behaviour, anything like that. We are not meant to be controlled. As I said, if we were meant to be controlled, we would come with a remote control, but we don't. So, yeah, I hope this helps you.